But the talk around Boston today is this Boston Bruins team can't lose. 7 wins in a row. Where the hell did that come from? Well, it's nice when you have the Leafs twice. Because as a Bruins fan, the fuel that keeps me warm all winter long, all the sustenance I need for a blooming spring ahead of me, is not flame, nor radiator, nor space heater. Nay, what keeps me warm and fat and content through these New England winters is purely the existence of the Toronto Maple Leafs. No matter what condition the Bruins are in, having the Leafs there just makes it all better. But the best is when the Bruins are good, and it's directly at the expense of the Leafs and their future. And that's where we are right now. 7 straight wins for the Bruins, back-to-back over Toronto, and those boys continue to slip down the standings while next year's first-round pick belongs to the Boston Bruins. Is there any team in pro sports today that owns another team quite like the Boston Bruins own the Toronto Maple Leafs? And I'm not talking like the Dodgers beating up on the Rockies every year. Like that's not fair. Okay. I'm talking 2 teams who have a damn bit of pride and are trying to win, and one legitimately owns the other. Maybe the Chiefs over the Bills. I'll put that one right up there with how often Kansas City beats them in the playoffs. Sure. But this is something else. There is a legit and very real, very obvious psychological advantage the Bruins have over the Leafs in pro sports. And you saw it again last night. 3 penalties in the first 10 minutes of the game for Toronto. 3 of the 5 Bruins goals come on the power play. Like, it's funny enough that the Leafs can't live with the Bruins on the scoreboard and can't beat them. Like, that is funny enough. But then they try to get physical. And this is where the real comedy begins. First, we're going to go to this hit from Nikita Zadorov on Auston Matthews. And all of Toronto wanted a game misconduct for this hit that we're going to show right now. Now, it's a tough area of the ice, right? He's close enough to the boards that sometimes you see a penalty there. But there's really not much here. Like, this is not a freight train hit. And everyone says, oh, Auston Matthews goes to the bench after that. That must be where he got hurt. He didn't come back in this game. No, that's not what happened. And I'll get to that in a minute. But if you're going to be the Leafs and you're going to say, how did he not get a game misconduct for that? This is such a dirty player on a dirty hit on our best player. If that's what you're going to argue, that this dude is taking liberties with our superstar, where are the teammates? Who's sticking up for him? It's classic Toronto. They've already had this problem. This year they've had this problem. No heart, no edge, no fire again with this Leafs team. And so then, because no one sticks up for his teammate, or their teammate, I guess. So since nobody sticks up for their teammate, Auston Matthews is going to take it into his own hands. And he goes to try and run into Nikita Zadorov. And if you don't know what that feels like, I would suggest going outside and just running full speed into the nearest brick wall that you can find. Because here's how it plays out. Yeah, he didn't get hurt on the Nikita Zadorov hit. He got hit trying to hit Nikita Zadorov because no one stood up for him. Because this team is filled with a bunch of children. If you're a coach or a GM, like, you've got to cut the entire team if your best player gets hurt standing up for himself because none of his teammates would do it for him. Could you imagine if Wayne Gretzky or Sidney Crosby had to do that? No, you can't, because those teams won. This Toronto team's a joke, man. Again. And it even gets better because later in the game, Max Domi looks like this deleted scene from Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory where one of the Oompa Loompas has to fight a grizzly bear and just gets mauled in front of all the children. Zadorov takes pity on him because, like, could you imagine if The Rock, like, swung at a 12-year-old? That would be crazy. Max Domi trying to mix it up in here, and he gets exactly what he asks for. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Like, what are you doing? The ref's clearly telling him to stop. Zadorov's like, do I need to delete this guy? Do I need to just throw him off the face of the planet here? Takes pity on him, says, actually, I'm gonna keep you safe. I'm going to do this for your own good. And then, of course, it gets better. It's classic Leafs. The whole world is laughing at them. And Domi skating off the ice, dusting off his hands like he won the fight. And the Bruins are the one going on a power play. And they score. And they put the game away. You can't write it any better than this. Truly. It was Pasternak, by the way, who scored. Got goals number 400 and number 401 in this game. I've been betting him anytime goal scorer for like 5 games now. All I needed was for them to play the Leafs. Go figure. That's the only break we needed. But back to this. The Bruins own this team in the Auston Matthews era, because going past that would just be unfair. Like it truly would be. That would be just brutal. Looking at it from the beginning of the 2010s. In the Auston Matthews era, the last 10 seasons, the Bruins are 20, 13, and 4 against the Leafs and have won all 3 playoff series against them in that time. And each year, it's the same thing. It's the same crap. Toronto doesn't have the goalie. Too much skill, not enough grit. When are their stars going to show up in the big moments? Have they lost the game before it's even started? When are they going to stop letting the Bruins push them around? It's the same thing all the time, man. All the time. And nothing changes with this Leafs team. It's great. And long may it continue, by the way. Long may it continue, because the perfect dream Bruins scenario could be taking shape as we speak. The Bees look like a playoff team. They do. They don't look like a Stanley Cup contender. Probably not even a second round playoff team. But they do look like a playoff team. They don't look like a tanking team right now. If the Bruins make the playoffs, we get a couple of high-end, high-octane playoff games this season, and the Leafs end up with the 6th or 7th pick in the draft, goes right to Boston, I couldn't imagine anything better than that right now. It's top 5 protected, but the Leafs don't look good. I don't think they're going to be bottom of the division or anything, and so 7th might be a stretch, 7th pick in the draft. But you're going to potentially get a decent draft pick out of that. And if nothing else, you'll have 2 first-round picks for the first time in, 10 years. Oh, no, I don't want to bring that back. But this is fun, man. This is fun. And there is a scenario where the Leafs can turn this whole thing around. Okay, there is a way out for this Leafs team in what has been a very frustrating first season without Mitch Marner. The fans have already laid the groundwork for how the Leafs can turn this around.
Carlo, I want to boost his value, and then trade him to like Seattle for their 4 first-round picks they have the next 2 years. Because maybe
who? Sorry,
Carlo. Trade him for 4 first-round picks if you can, because he has 2 years left. Eat half his salary if you have to. I don't care.
Yeah, there's no way they're getting that return, but I that's optimistic.
No, I mean,
they're not.
4 first-round picks. The Leafs are the only team stupid enough in the league to give up fucking 1 first-round pick for Brandon Carlo. My dude Prague wants 4. Oh, we'll just boost him up a little bit. We'll get his game up a little bit. To what, man? Cale Makar? Like, is that what you think you're going to make Brandon Carlo into for 4 first-round picks? You should be happy with 1 second for Brandon Carlo right now, who's fine. He's just a fine player, and okay, one of the players of all time. And they're just saying, well, this is easy. We'll just trade him for 4. Build him up and then trade him for 4. Build him up to somehow be maybe the best defenseman of all time, because that's what you would like. That's what you would need to give up for 4 first-round picks. 4 first-round picks, 4. Like that, you need to be prime Bobby Orr to give up 4 first-round picks. Quinn Hughes, if he ever got traded this year, he's not going for 4 first-round picks. And Prague on the phone's like, yeah, Leafs just got to do that. Leafs just got to figure that out. Because when they build up Brandon Carlo to that level, then they're going to trade him. This is so great, man. This is so great. And the best part about, like, just let's take the Leafs out of it. The best part about the Bruins right now and how well they're playing, because, everyone's saying, they're 5-on-5 numbers. They're not really sustainable. And I get that. The underlying numbers are not terrific. They're fine. They're not terrific and not brutal. But the Bruins have not gotten great goaltending yet. And that's something I think we all thought they were going to get this season, at least from Jeremy Swayman, right? Not from Jonas Korpisalo. But, like, they're not getting great goaltending. Swayman is over 3 goals against a game, and his save percentage is right at 900. That is bang average, actually probably in the bottom half of the league for starters. He's not impressing anybody, really. In that game last night, I think he should have had 2 of those goals. Now, it helped that the Bruins went up against arguably the worst goalie in the league right now, and Anthony Stolarz, and got 2 cheapies off him too. But, like, that first play, the awful, awful turnover from McAvoy, that's a high slot, no screen chance on a wrister. Like, Swayman's got to have that. And the Oliver Ekman-Larsson goal, I don't know what the hell he was seeing there. It was a long way out. There were some bodies in front of him, but nobody's blocking his view of the shot. And it sneaks in off the post and in. Like, that was a bad goal. And the McCabe one, I guess that's not that bad. But, like, he gave up 2 cheapies last night. And Korpisalo is making some crazy saves, but he's not exactly lighting the world on fire. In fact, he gave the Senators a point last week because that game went into overtime on a very soft game-tying goal. So say what you want about the Bruins 5-on-5 numbers. I know this. They own the Leafs, and they look like a playoff team, and they have not gotten top-tier goaltending yet or anything really close to it, if we're being honest. No shutouts from Sway either yet. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are there any 2 teams in pro sports, any 2 franchises in pro sports right now more mismatched than the Bruins and the Maple Leafs? And is there anything more fun than seeing this Leafs team crumble under the weight of the mighty 7 wins in a row Boston Bruins? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We come at you live every weekday, noon Eastern time, and then wherever you get your podcasts, as well as your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio right here on the Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stewart.